So I'm reading directly from Wikipedia here, actually. Mealworms are the larval form of the mealworm beetle. So it's kind of backwards that they are calling the beetle a mealworm beetle, and then the mealworms aren't even really worms, but whoever said English made any sense. Probably makes a lot more sense in the Latin, which, let's see, is genus and species. There we go. Tenebrio molitor. Rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? And that's what they grow into. So we're excited about that. Here's what you do with the pupae when you're done. You find which drawer has your beetle inlet tray, which is this one. There's no worms in here, obviously. Open that one up. And your pupae go on top of here until they hatch into beetles. They lay their eggs, and the eggs go down there, and that's going to be your next colony. The beetles cannot climb down because when this drawer is inserted into the hive, this part reaches the top and they have no space to go. So literally all they can do is sit in here and lay eggs, and eventually they'll die and you just throw the dead ones away. I was told by the creators of the hive that the beetles pretty much don't move their entire lives. They are not fans of flying around and trying to escape or anything like that. That was actually one of the reasons they said don't worry if a mealworm escapes. It's not going to start a colony. You're not going to have beetles everywhere. They live incredibly sedentary lives and they just sit there and lay eggs. Okay, I'm going to take this and gently Is it moving? They can move. The smaller pupae can get stuck in the hole like this, so I'm gonna have to gently... We've been using a paintbrush, a little paintbrush for things like this. I had no idea that the pupae could move, but they're wriggling around when I touch them, trying to hold on to the mesh here. There you go. There's your new home forever. And of course you can take out the bits of gross giant
Why is it like
poop
rocks?
Okay. I have no idea. It could be coffee beans or something like that.
It's coffee beans.
So we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pupae in here, and that's only from one tray. So we're gonna have to do the next and see how many we get. Right now, we've got this tray full of our worms that has no pupae in it anymore, and now is a very convenient time to clean out your colony because you already have it in a separate tray. You might as well grab a strainer and clean it out. So we're really excited. Over the past few days, we've been getting a lot of pupae in our trays. And instead of going through the entire process in the manual of harvesting every time, we've just been taking them out with a spoon. If you're lazy and you just want to leave them for a while, maybe that process would work. But we were afraid they were going to get eaten by the worms. They tend to nibble on the pupae, so we just look every day. And recently, they've also been hatching. So let's take a look. So we've got a beetle over here, got a lot of pupae. Once the beetles hatch, there's one over here. They don't move very much, so you actually want them to end up down on the lower tray. So instead of putting the oats up here like we did at the beginning, put it down here. It encourages the beetles to go down. There's a lot under here. And what'll happen when they lay eggs is they go through these perforated holes. And, oh, there's a little guy over there coming out to the light. And, the mealworms will be so small that they can actually crawl under these holes, and then this whole thing will lift out and we'll have our new colony underneath it. We were a little bit freaked out when we first saw the pupae moving. We thought they were more like chrysalis where they don't move, but they do kind of wiggle around a little bit. They obviously don't eat, but they're only like that for about a week. As the beetles get older, they actually change color. They get darker and darker. The first thing I wondered is, oh crap, like if we're not regularly harvesting all of our mealworms to eat, are we going to end up with tons and tons of beetles? The answer is no. Apparently with this hive, the pheromones and the signals they send to each other, the hive kind of just knows how many beetles there are and how many should actually hatch. Most of the mealworms that grow really big won't even turn into beetles. They won't pupate. They won't hatch again. They will just die as mealworms. Probably they'll live around the same amount of time. So don't worry about having an overinfestation of beetles. They will just die out, and you can have quite a few in your tray, and it's a natural process, so you don't even have to control it yourself. It's recommended not to eat the first round because you don't know how they were treated and what they were fed when they were first given to us. So we're waiting until these guys lay eggs and those hatch and those grow into adults, and then we'll eat that round. So that's about 18 days from now. And now we're at a point where we're finding like 10 or more new pupae every single day. So it's getting really exciting. Eventually we'll have an entire tray of beetles and we'll be able to make a harvest every 18 days.